Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Sirva.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Oak.
Yes, we are. This is a game coming to Game Found the 14th of March. It's designed by Wim Goosens and published by Game Brewer.
It plays from 1 to 4 players in about 90 minutes.
So, Oak. This is a new game. Obviously, because it's on Game Found, that means it's a pretty new game. We're not going to go heavily into the details of the rules, because probably on this page, if you are on the Game Found page, you will find other videos that go better, deeper into rules than rambling people from Norway.
Yes.
But very shortly, Oak is a worker placement game where you are druids. You are a cabal of druids, and you're trying to be the best druids to take over the whole druid people's lands and take over the Oak, which is a big part of that. If you've seen our videos before, you know that theme isn't our strong suit, so this video is going to be more on the mechanics, the mechanical sides of the game. If you have not seen our videos before and you think, I want to see more of these strange Norwegians, what can you do?
We have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you heard, but you can subscribe to it.
What?
Yeah, and you can also leave a comment and say, hello, stupid Norwegian people.
Or other nicer things, which
is
more nice
that
to
is
us
also nice.
in Norway. And also you can click the bell button. If you really like us, you will get to know every time we make a new video, which is usually 2 to 3 times every week.
Yeah.
So, enough about us. Let's talk about Oak.
The game!
And what we think about it. Oak is a worker placement game, but it has some twists and turns which makes it more interesting. Like, we do like worker placement games.
Yeah, we like ourselves some worker placement.
We do, but there's so many worker placement games out there. So to be able to make a new worker placement game and make it stand out, you have to do something to make it stand out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was kind of like a joke. I did not write it before, I just made it up. That's why it was either very funny or not very funny, you decide.
Yes.
So yeah, it is a worker placement game where you also use cards. So many of the worker placement spots in the game is like a universal worker placement model. You have temples, 3 temples, where you can go to one of the 3 spaces, and to do that you have to play the card with the symbol of the temple, and then you can go to either the 1 stone space, the 2 stone space, and the 3 stone space, which has different costs and different actions that you can take. This is one of those games where if a spot is taken, it's not completely blocked off. We're going to talk more about that later. But you're mostly doing actions to get victory points, to build up your druid clan or cabal. You are trying to get more space for people to live in. You're trying to get familiars, different creatures that can help you out. You will get relics or artifacts to have special abilities and special action spaces. And also every player is going to have a special power that is important to them and makes the game different to them.
Yeah.
This is of course a prototype, so we cannot talk too much about the components and stuff. But what do you think about the components and stuff? And with I mean artwork.
I think the components and stuff looks very good in this game. The prototype looks very promising artwork wise. I really love the board because it's looking beautiful, but it's also very functional. So it's very few times I'm just like, oh, where is that symbol over there? It's very clear to me what is what, and I like it.
I agree. I also really enjoy these small upgrade pieces that you can put on your wooden meeples.
Those are awesome, and like they are unique for every like ability, and I like that they have like thematic things that you put in your druid. So you have like this potion task for the potion specialist, and I don't know, like a cape for the hermit. Yes. Some
ravens on your shoulder if you want to go somewhere someone else has gone.
Very thematic.
Like thematic stuff like that. Like we are so good at explaining thematics. So how many players did we play this with?
We played this with 2 and 3 players.
Yes.
And it took us about how many minutes?
I would say about 90 minutes to play the game, yes.
I think it worked well with both player counts. In both player counts you have like this dummy druid that is blocking some spaces, that moves around, which makes it a little like easy to then plan ahead and think, oh, the dummy is going to move there, then that is very good, or that is horrible for me. But I think that is a nice way to make it work for less players.
Yeah, and make the board tighter without actually having to have another board. With 3 players, it did move around. With 2 players, it was one in each temple, and it did move around in those temples. So it was, there was only one in the 3 player that moved from a specific space to a specific space, so a bit more easy to keep up with and remember where it was going. But of course, when you're playing with actual people, you're not gonna know where any of those druids are gonna go.
Yeah.
So it has a card play mechanism, which I really enjoyed. Like, there's different ways to place your druids, and most of them you use cards from your hand. You start with 3 of them, and you can get some more throughout the game if you decide to do that action to get more cards. It might be good if you are able to actually use the card. So when you play a card, and as I said earlier, you can place it in the temple that you're playing on, and if you play somewhere where somebody else has been, and this is pretty neat because in many worker placement spaces, it's either blocked off or it's now kind of more expensive, and I feel like it's very expensive in this game to go and do something where somebody else has already gone, because to do that you have to spend basically 2 workers. But in most games you will then get those 2 workers back, but in this game you basically use the worker to place it, and the other worker basically goes to the pool of workers, so you lose that worker that you had. So basically you lose an action for the round and need to do an action to get more people back. So I really enjoyed that. Did you like that part of the game?
I liked it. It really felt like, you did that, now I really have to try to think of another way to do it, because I really don't want to use that extra meeple, because it's really crucial for my plan that I have all my dudes. But if you can play this different ways. You can have like an overflow of dudes that you don't have space for, and then like use them all and get rid of them. I think it's a nice balance. The dudes that I'm going to call them now, druids, does sometimes feel like a kind of a resource in this game, and I like that. It's cool.
Absolutely, it's kind of, as I said, you almost talked about like the needing for space for people. Because you have a couple of spaces or places where they can live basically. And then you need to, when you get new people, you always need to have room for them. So, but you could use some of your people and then get new people from the same turn, and then use them again, and then you wouldn't get all of them back because you won't have space for all of them. But then you could do that to be able to then do an action that somebody else has done if that's very important for you. But I agree with you, the fact that it's very interactive in a way where I have a plan, but if you do something, I really need to look at it. Do I really need to do that? Because I will lose an action by doing that.
Yeah, it feels kind of tight in this game.
If you have not upgraded your workers. Because there's many different ways to upgrade your workers, and all of them will then give you different abilities. Some are super simple, like the hermit. He just lives by himself in a little tent. So he doesn't need a space.
For him,
And then you have the bard, which basically just gives you more room for stuff, because you also can build these little huts that you can live in, and then you can upgrade like how much space you have for them. You also have space for creatures, and you can upgrade how many creatures you can have. And I feel like there's many different ways to go in this game. And I feel like there's many different strategies to go on. You can basically kind of try to like spam a strategy, but then if somebody blocks you, you might not have any plans for what you want to do then. And as you said, like it's kind of tight.
Yeah, it feels like cozy tight.
Yes.
You know, it's not like brain burning. Oh, I need to spend 10 minutes on my turn because it doesn't like... nothing is working. It's a lot of stuff working, but you just have to prioritize, like, okay, is it worth losing that extra people for me to do this? Then I can't do this. Or resources that you get, you have like a limit. You can't have more than 9 of each. But still having 9 of each, like, then you use 6 for an action and you're suddenly empty,
down to 0.
And I feel like one of the things that I really enjoy in this game is that I kind of feel like even though it's in its core very, very a classical worker placement game, I feel like I can shape the way that I'm going, because if I need to do this action a lot, I can then buy like the card that makes me do that twice around, or at least I can choose what I want to pay for that action, or I can choose, okay, you went to that space, well, haha, I have this other card, now I can go here. And I can also then upgrade my workers to specify on my what I want to do more. And sometimes I can look at the potions that are available in the beginning of the game and see like, oh, this works well with that strategy. Let's try to go for something like that.
And there's different special actions that's set on the potions. There's special actions on the different artifacts that you get. So the game is going to feel different every time you play it.
Yes.
One thing I also like is that you spend, or as I said, like the workers are more of a resource. You can use them for different things. And one thing you can do is that there's a big oak tree in the middle of the board. And one action you can take is to move the druids up the oak tree, and you will get victory points for that. But you will also get income, and there's like a special income that's going to happen once in a while.
Yeah.
And also at the top of all of those branches, there's a instant points that you will get for doing for specifying on different things in the game. And the cool thing is that it's kind of like you want to do it at as late as possible in the game, but there's only one space at the top. So if somebody goes to the top, or there's only one round where somebody can go to the top, so if somebody races against you and see it, oh, they're trying to go to that one, and they just go up there and get some of those points and takes away a lot of your points, then all of that work was to waste. And I really like that you having those. Like in many games, you kind of like choose your own end game scoring. Here, you kind of like choose which bonus scorings you want throughout the game. And I think that is a really neat, that kind of race mechanism on that tree.
And you basically are done with the round when everybody has said pause, or everybody has like placed all the workers. But if I'm done very, very fast and you have a lot to do on your turn, I spend every turn that I have when I have paused to get some resources, or not resources, ingredients
that you use on the
which I can use for the potions, which I also think is a nice, like a little catch-up mechanism. If I have a little to do, that probably means that I've not done so well, then I can get some more bonuses from the potions. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, and if you go for a potion strategy, it's really good. And to be able to gather those ingredients, you need to have more people that you have not recruited and not moved on the tree. And depending on who passes first, you're going to get more of those resources. And as I said, the round is going to end when all of those resources are empty. And the game lost, I think, the time is pretty good. I didn't feel like it was outstaying its welcome, neither with 2 or 3 players. I felt like there's enough new stuff where like it feels fresh. I think that if you enjoy worker placement games, you will enjoy this. I think if you enjoy games with a little bit of meat, and it's not like a super heavy game, I would put it in like the medium, like in around medium. I would put this game, but it's a bit tight. So if you like that, like we do, it will be interesting for you. So if anything of this sounds like it might be fun for you, you can go and check it out on GameFound the 14th of March. If nothing here seems interesting to you, there's other games you can play as well. And let us know if you have any questions about the game, and we will do our best to answer it. But we had a lot of fun playing Oak.
Yes, I agree.
And I think that is the end of the video.
It is.
If you are still here and you have not subscribed, you can do so now by
clicking the subscribe button. It's fun and it's free and makes us happy, like this. And if you want to do something that's not free, you can
go to patreon.com/boardgamingramblings and support us there. And that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Serva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.